Now at 5:30, the 2013 Congress has been sworn in. Now the real work begins. WPRI.com reporter Ted Nesi is in Washington, D.C. all week filing reports, and we'll bring him in now for an update on what's going on in the nation's capital. Ted, what's the mood so far in D.C.?
Well, it's interesting, Mike. I talked to two different people in two very different moods. I talked to Jack Reed, senior U.S. Senator from Rhode Island, and Sheldon Whitehouse, veterans now in this Congress. They're frustrated and a little tired after how late things went with the fiscal cliff the other night. But I also spoke to Joe Kennedy, the newly elected congressman from Massachusetts, and Elizabeth Warren, the newly elected senator. When I spoke to them, they were both very happy, excited, looking forward to starting their work. I think it'll be interesting to see if they still feel that way 6 months to a year from now.
Does that bring new enthusiasm and maybe new ideas to Washington?
I think so, Mike. The people who are coming in who are new, they think they can find a way to get away from some of the partisanship, the real rancor and hostility we've had in Washington in recent years. And I think they also feel they just got elected and the people gave them a mandate to push forward with the things they believe in. They'd love to see a little less arguing in Congress and a little more legislating. But again, you know, that may wear thin after a little while once they get into the grind of Congress.
This week has been outraged about the relief for Sandy. What are you hearing about money coming back to Rhode Island for Sandy relief aid?
Yeah, that was a big surprise, and when I spoke to Senator Reed, he was I'd say almost angry that hadn't come up. That went through his committee. They are going to take a vote tomorrow for a portion of the money in the House. Then that'll go back to the Senate. New Congress today. Everything starts over, and they're going to work on that again. There is money in there for Rhode Island and for other hard-hit areas in the Northeast, but it could take a couple weeks for all the money that had been expected to come through to actually get through Congress because of what happened earlier in the week, and that's why you see governors like Chris Christie in New Jersey who are so angry about what's happened.
And real quick, Ted, was there any surprise Boehner was reelected as Speaker of the House?
You know, I think it was touch and go there for a minute. People were watching closely to see if enough Republicans would stick with him. He held on, but there is a lot of unhappiness in the Republican caucus, and it'll be interesting to see if he can keep control of them. All
right, WPRI.com reporter Ted Nesi in Washington, D.C. all week. You can read his stories on WPRI.com. Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, Mike.